術式順天青
Hello everyone, my name is Troy and welcome to Maximum Output Training. Welcome to Upper Body Strength Day. And I am almost certain I did this day 2 weeks ago for a YouTube video, but I am on a time crunch this week because I leave for a mini, I don't want to say mini vacation, but I'll be leaving for the weekend for a friend's 30th birthday. And and it is not in town. It is about 3 hours away. We are going to their cottage. We're gonna have a good time for the next couple days. And I come back Sunday night, I want to say. So I leave Friday evening-ish, coming back Sunday evening-ish. And then it is the long weekend because it is civic holiday. If you don't celebrate that, well, it's just a long weekend in Canada. So anyways, I had to kind of figure out what days I have to kind of film, edit, and not really worry about the time crunch to get it up for Sunday for you guys all to watch. So I decided to either do yesterday, which was the lower body strength day, or today's upper body strength day. And I totally forgot to do it yesterday. So I said, fuck it, whatever. I still have to put a video out and I need time to edit and throw it up on the YouTube. So we are doing upper body strength day today again, but it's all whatever. We're gonna have some fun. I'll probably change up the exercises that I didn't show in the previous video. So it's all good. So we are still working with overhead press today. We are working with 90 pounds for sets of 5. So it is a strength day, focusing a little bit more on intensity, good form, and not really as much volume per se. It's just trying to build up my shoulders and hopefully fix this goddamn shoulder that's been pissing me off for the last 7 months, I want to say, roughly. So we're doing our first set, feeling pretty good, kind of. Warm-ups went okay. I'm just fucking exhausted. I'm tired. I just couldn't sleep well last night. Melatonin did fuck all for me. Went to bed at 11, woke up for 6. Luckily, I didn't have a client for 6 today because then I would have to wake up for 4:30 to wake up for that client. And I think I just would have been fucking dead. So shout out to my client who decided to reschedule for Friday instead of for today because I am just wiped the fuck out. So overhead press. Sets of 5, feeling pretty good. I'm actually really loving overhead press lately. Sorry, I just hit my mic there. And we'll see how this goes. Really miss bench press. Hopefully I can bring it back into rotation. I want to say like maybe at the end of summer, early September, bring it back into rotation and see what happens. So until then, working on my overhead press. Hopefully I can beat 135 in the future. And who knows, maybe be on my way to 185 overhead press. Okay, that first set moved pretty well. My upper body days tend to move a lot quicker, especially since I'm doing overhead press and I don't need to warm up as long to get to kind of like my working weight. And then I kind of just go from there and then start doing my regular bodybuilding accessory type stuff and then kind of just like crush the day. So I got these for a bunch more sets because it is strength work. It is a 5x5 today. And like I said in a couple of videos ago, I'm trying not to push it balls to the wall because I didn't know what my schedule was going to be like for the weekend. If I was coming back Monday or Sunday, but my lovely friends, they are bringing me back Sunday. So shout out to my friends, love them to pieces, and they would work with my schedule. So yeah, even though it is a long weekend on Monday, I still have to work on Monday. So yeah, I can't take too much time, especially when you update or upload content. You want to be on, I don't want to say a strict schedule. You just want to be consistent with it. And since I've been uploading 2 to 3 times a day, every single day for July, especially on my TikTok, 3 times a day, I want to keep the consistency of at least 2 times a day, every single day, original content, I want to say. It's more like reaction type stuff, and then I spin my own opinion on it, and then kind of just like put it out there for people to watch instead of just saying stitch incoming kind of thing. But yeah, it's all whatever. I got a couple more sets. I'll see you for the next exercise. Overhead press, done. Sets of 5 at 90 pounds, moving pretty well. I think I should have put my belt on, but I'm like in that weird like strength phase of like, I can do it without a belt, but I think it would have been a little bit more helpful if I did use it. and I could have fired out those sets a little bit faster, but it is what it is. Sometimes I do like to do beltless stuff, especially on overhead press. I just see no reason. I think around the 100, 105 round is when I'll start to put on my belt. I don't know. It's all whatever. And I went back to my records of YouTube, and it actually wasn't upper body strength. It was upper body hypertrophy that I did a couple weeks ago. So we is in luck that we can do upper body strength today. So as long as I'm not repeating the same thing every 2 weeks kind of thing. So we in the clear. Next exercise is dumbbell flat press for sets of 8 at 65 pounds. Really trying to focus on good form and technique, especially with my shoulder, because like how I kind of like position my shoulders can piss off my shoulders when I do the press. Sometimes I get like a shooting pain into my neck, but then sometimes when I warm up and if I do it a certain way, I feel all my pec, all the stretch, sorry, hit my mic again, and like nothing on my shoulders. But obviously as soon as you get into the heavier weights or what you can do for your working weights, it starts to get a little wonky. So we'll try to figure it out. I'm trying to rebuild back up to 80, 85 pounds for sets of 8, but 65 pounds is a fucking chore and a half, especially not having as much energy as I used to in terms of like body fat when I was like 10 pounds heavier. Yes, 10 pounds can make a fucking difference when you're eating a lot more food to sustain your body weight at that. So I'm eating, I don't want to say significantly less, but less food, but I'm still maintaining around 150, between 150 and 153 pounds in that range there. So pretty happy that I haven't like blown up back to 160 from my cut that was almost over a year ago, back at the end of November, where I was like 149-ish. So yeah, pretty happy with that. I can do things, and we're just gonna enjoy summer. We're not cutting, we're just kind of like maintaining while I focus on other things life-wise. So let's do this. Dumbbell flat press, 65 pounds for sets of 8. Okay, that moved pretty well. Shoulder was not in position. I don't know. It's either the lighter weights. When I do my warm-ups, I can get into a good position and it feels good on the pec. I don't feel as much on my shoulder. But of course, like I said, once you get to the heavier weight, your form gets a little wonky and setting yourself into position gets a little off. So you gotta reposition as best you can. So I'm still trying to work on that, but it felt pretty good. Pecs gonna be growing, I hope, and we can go from there. So I got these for another couple sets, and I'll Jesus. You can tell I did not sleep because my eyes are all like, I'm just like so out of it. Probably have an energy drink in about an hour or so after I train. I know, I had a caffeine pill before I trained. The Rockstar, the energy drink, will be for when I start doing work. Why can't I talk today? So I'll do these for a couple more sets, and I'll see you guys for the last exercise. Dumbbell press, all done, 65 pounds for sets of 8, felt pretty good. I'm still trying to figure out my scapula depression, retraction situation to take pressure off my shoulder, because during warm-ups, I could actually get it into position a lot better and set my arms and elbows and just feel a nice stretch in my pec, and that felt all fine and dandy. But like as soon as you get to like heavier weights, especially if you have an injury, you're more wary, more conscious and cautious of re-aggravating the injury. So you kind of not push yourself as hard, but you want to push yourself because you know movement will be good for it. So I'm like in that weird, I don't know, maybe self-conscious, or it's just like me saying, don't push it, kind of step back, but also push it because you want to get better. So I'm like in that weird, like, I don't know. Dumbbell press, it's a weird thing for me. I'll figure it out. Maybe I have to drop the weight again and really focus on form and technique and reps versus just handling heavier weights, because that strength athlete in me is trying to push weights again versus trying to, focus more on form, technique, quality of reps, and volume altogether. So I don't know, maybe we'll just have to dive into more of a bodybuilding type training split style and step away from percentage-based stuff so who knows? Fuck it. I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll figure it out. It's all whatever. Next exercise, the last exercise of the video, is dumbbell skull crushers, and I have to be weary of these just because my tricep It's still a little wonky. I did 10 or 8 reps last week with a new weight of 35 pounds. And we are bringing over 35 pounds this week because I have worked with 45 pounds, but that's when I kind of like mini tore my triceps. So still being a little cautious of that. And we're going to focus more on extending reps before upping the weight. So I'm gunning for like maybe 25 reps, which is a fuck ton of reps. But I rather build this up and then build up to the weight and then fucking hammer that out in that way. So let's do this. Sets of maybe 10 to 12 of dumbbell skull crushers at 35 pounds. 11. Okay, dumbbell skull crushers feeling really, really good. I got a couple more sets. 35 pounds feeling really good. I'm going to, like I said, push more reps until I feel like 25 is kind of like the cutoff point, and then up the weight and then rebuild my way back up and hopefully not piss off and tear my damn tricep off the bone. So lots of work to be done. Lots of, my left side is just all kinds of fucked up. And I'm exhausted too, which is probably not helping in terms of sleep. Shitty sleep. So I got to be cautious of that I don't hurt anything else. So that's it. That's all. Comment, rate, subscribe, all that fun stuff. If you want some online coaching, there's some stuff in the description below, and we can book a free fitness consultation for 20 minutes where we can talk and discuss your fitness goals, and hopefully I can help you on your fitness journey today. And if you want to follow me on Instagram and TikTok, it's at MaximumOutput_training. You can chat to me there. I upload 2 to 3 times a day, every single day, hopefully providing you guys with some entertainment, some value, so you guys can kind of like course the fitness industry with taking things with a grain of salt, and you can kind of peruse through the bullshit that is the industry, and hopefully that helps you on your fitness journey. So I'll catch you guys next week for another training vlog. As always, I have no idea what's going to be. Most likely a lower body day, and hopefully you guys enjoy that. So enjoy the rest of your week, enjoy your weekend, and I'll catch you next week. Peace!